Button didn't work. Right, good morning everybody. How we doing? Hi Tim, DM check. Check, 1, 2, can you hear me? I would imagine you can. Can I play a guitar? I haven't got any single, no, coil pickups, I'm afraid. But yes. How we doing? Right, we need to align the camera. On. Right. Right, there we go. What PTZ camera do I have? 2 seconds. I can't remember what the letters are, but if you do a search, it'll come up straight away. But it's the Sony CZ. It's the Sony Z10. And it's a Sigma lens that I have on it. So that's what you want. Sigma lens, and then the Sony EZ10 or something like that, or ZE10 or CZ10, something like that. That's the one Thomas uses as well. Say hi in the chat. Right. Hi, Christopher. So I'll tell you what I thought was interesting there. As I was playing along, I really felt I was getting those pick dynamics well. Hi, Sean. Picking dynamics. So I felt like I was really kind of getting that Holdsworth tone, you know, where you can barely hear the pick hitting the string. That seemed to be happening. But the place that's hardest is where you've got one note on a string. We're getting there. We're getting there with it. Hi, Sean. Hi, Dip and Jan. How's it going? Anybody new on here, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you've hit the thumbs up. And I'm going through my jamming routine. It's all good. just made it in time. And then Marcus, your super chats come in. Thank you greatly for that. Thank you. Let's get you highlighted up there. Thank you for supporting the channel. And of course, anybody who wants to ask anything, want a quick guitar lesson whilst I'm here on the channel, just ask. It's all public knowledge. Oops. Right, we've got here. If you want to sound different, do you add some exotic scales? Play the. Where's my mouse gone? There we go. Do you add some exotic scales, or are you playing like? Why is my camera gone over there? Like the Josie or harmonic minor. I do use harmonic minor if I'm doing the neoclassical thing. Definitely harmonic minor and Phrygian, and I do use all the modes. A lot of the time on this channel, though, I'm very focused on this kind of fusion sound, and I think one of the interesting things is that you're saying here is that we can get quite easily bored with the tonalities that we're playing, and this has certainly been something that has affected me. And the way that I kind of get round it is to look at what I'm playing and start turning to chromaticism, because when you get into it, there's the whole enclosure theory that you have, and that's massive, and you can really kind of come up with some really, really cool stuff and retrofit that to all aspects of your playing, like every scale. So that's something at the core of what I've decided to do to kind of make my playing more interesting. That and tapping. Modulating is where it gets tricky. Giant step. I've never really done. I probably did at college, like played through it or something. So Enzo, what are you suggesting there with giant steps? Is it like actually learning verbatim the John Coltrane solo, or is it just like playing over the changes? And if so, do you know of any good transcriptions? Because, giant steps is like the one, isn't it? Rhythm changes, they made me do that in college. Oh. Sorry to hear that, Enzo, you were forced to do it. I'm imagining you there in your college prison uniform being forced to do rhythm changes. With you. You see, I would say that's like really bad teaching. Like when a learner says rhythm changes, they made me do that in college. Because really the only time that we effectively learn is when we realise that we need that knowledge fast and have to gain it, And then, time appears from nowhere and you've got all this abundance and stuff like that. And usually it's because we'll have a good, clear vision of our future selves doing that very thing. It's like I was never that interested in putting chromatic stuff in my playing. Then I realised, God, I need to like spice things up a bit, and I quite like that sound. And then it was basically, I'll do whatever it takes to kind of get that. And suddenly time appeared from nowhere, and like literally, it wasn't a problem. But it's interesting how like colleges will like force you to do things. And this is probably why you hear like loads of YouTubers going, I learned more why you don't need college. Scott Henderson. I've heard Richie Kotzen like jamming over it on his Instagram. Hi, Dev. Right, let's chat. I feel like I've done an absolute ton of playing already. I feel like I'm entering a classroom anytime I join. I wouldn't say it's that educational. It's good. Yeah, good to hear. Anyway, come on. Let's think of some. Challenge me with some guitar questions. What do you want to know today? It's Friday morning. why not set yourself up with some stuff to practice for the weekend? Let's get inspired. Apple Mini instead of gear? Yeah, definitely. I would always have my laptop over gear. Laptop and the guitar audio interface. I was toying with the idea of getting like a little analog setup for guitar. I was thinking of doing something fun, like getting one of the is it Lionheart overloud pedals? So getting one of those, maybe the Tom Quayle one, that's super clean, and then just putting some pedals into it. Because I have this, which is gathering dust. I don't think you can see what that is. Bogner Hollow compressor. So I was thinking of, like, you know, sticking that in it, and maybe getting a couple of drives and putting them into it, and seeing what happens. Right, the Greg Howe book. Right, so there is like one. So I like these like string skipping licks, right? I don't know if I can actually have the energy to teach this, but anyway, where should we do it? See that? Now this is my own like kind of concoction from the book, right? But basically, he kind of does this rhythmic displacement chapter, and it's got some really cool string skipping stuff in it. So for example, like if you take, let's say this E major 7 arpeggio. Sorry, E major 9. And then we do some string skipping. Sorry, it's just on the major 7. So, pick, hammer, hybrid. Pick, hammer, string skip. And then we go pick, pick. Actually, no, we don't. It's pick, hammer, hybrid, pick, hammer, hybrid. And then we go into this fifths. And then we've got this. But really you have to get the book to learn this one, I think. So this little pattern here, and you just repeated the 7-note sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got minor 7, E minor 7, string skip, 9th fret, 8th fret. So we've got like a little minor third there. Then an octave. And then it repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can kind of move about and get some crazy sounds out of that. That's a nice little... but yeah, that sequence on a minor, like 7 arpeggio, you can see it better. So pick, hammer, hybrid, pick, hammer, hybrid on the 7th. And then we go from the G, pick, hybrid, pick, hammer, hybrid, and then we're into the... And that features a lot in this playing. Like doing fifths up like a pentatonic scale. Or you can alternate between fifths and octaves. That sounds really good. So stuff like that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, chapter 6. There's like a little etude which is worth going through. I really like the etudes that he's got in there. Any other questions? I can't remember the song name, but Petrucci was doing something similar, yeah. I've never been a massive Petrucci fan. Should stop noodling on these lives, shouldn't I? The harmonic minus scale, yeah, very handy for Phrygian, isn't it? It's a Petrucci toolbox lick also. Right, that's interesting. Andy Timmins is great, isn't it? Isn't he? I think that's a player I need to listen more to. Hi Tom, how you doing? So let's have some more. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, the like, do hit the thumbs up and the like button, because that like kind of helps the channel. And let's face it, I need the help. Not keen on this, but I'm not feeling this one, but I'll go along with it for a bit. Not too bad an attempt, I think. These are all emotional metal tunes. What's this one? This is C minor. Alright, so what's everybody going to be practicing at the weekend? What are your guitar goals, if you have any? My internet's been cutting out recently, but I live in a small farming town. Otherwise I'd be more talkative. That's fine, Kurt. Oh, so clean, thank you. It's my hammers from, well, to a point anyway. That was all like just hammers, legato. Friends, like and subscribe for Tim Hutch. How emotional is it? Not very emotional the way I'm attacking it. Alright Dev, what about hybrid picking? Working on fifths, nice one. I'm going off the boil with this one. Yeah, fifths is a good one to work on, Dev, definitely. I really like fifths, fourths. I've had my quartal harmony phase. On fifths, depends on how you're doing your fifths. Are you playing them? Right, okay. So this is what I reckon you should do. Why don't we? I'll tell you what would be a great exercise. Yeah, this is like a really good exercise because it's going to help me cut some noise down in my playing. Why not doing your fifths just at one string, right? E minor is always good, isn't it? So, and just, we'll forget about the hybrid, but let's just do hammers only. And the idea is we're going to get as much separation as we can, so we're avoiding that sound. Hi Azam, how you doing? That's going to get your muting on point and all of that kind of stuff. But even just that. Wow, that's a decent lick. coming off the boil. Yeah, hard work, but you can break it down just into something small like that. See then, we're just trying to isolate each note. We can do it this way, fifths. That's quite hard. That's a nice little lick there. And then add the hybrid in. But then it's like balancing the lick out, isn't it? I wonder if I got something where that's nice. Fifths. Right, camera's off. I'll just switch the heating off. 2 seconds. Let the camera cool down a sec. Right. got some stuff in the chat. Don't have a problem with playing Greg Howe riffs, but get them up to satisfying speed is what takes the time with the meter. Right, and going down from snitch from pick to hybrid, as I tend to play lower strings and higher notes with the hybrid, right? Okay. That's a good starting point, and then you end up playing everything with hybrid. It depends what sound you're going for. Hi Felix, how's it going? Oh, and just a note out, please do, I wonder if I haven't pushed this for a while, subscribe and like. Let's have some more thumbs up. So hybrid picking for me is an essential technique, and the reason it's essential is because I love that kind of smooth Alan Holdsworth separation of notes. I'm really into that. But I'm also into picking dynamics as well, and the contrast between the two things. So really, I'm into all of it. But in particular, I'm very much focused on sort of that hybrid smooth vibe. And you probably see just from that last jam, like how much it actually was hybrid picking. But I mean, the philosophy of what I'm doing really is more, I just want to play things the easiest way possible. So even when I'm playing a lick, right, where it's got like a descending run like that, just getting about the everyday scale, right? I'll just stop the camera and then we can get into shot. Hold on. Let's just come this way. Stop the camera. And that can go this way. Yeah, you can see. I'm like literally replacing all the upstrokes from the pick. And then anything where I'm descending, I mean generally I'm picking on the descending runs. And even that'll be a sweep. And the pick is literally just giving the energy enough, the string enough energy for the legato to happen. And now I try a different pick hold with the middle and thumb to leave the index for taps and pinched harmonics. So you're doing that? Yeah. I don't really do the tapping thing. I mean, I used to be big on tapping, and I keep coming back to it, you know. I'm quite happy just having this finger do the tapping, because the you know, it leaves the pick and everything free, and it's more in line with my hybrid picking. So but if you hold with the middle finger, then you can pick and tap at the same time. Yeah. Mind you, I would never do that, and you know why? It's because I would just, because what that is, Dev, is what you could do is you could just work on your first finger. So that sounds like the pick and the tap. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. It sounds like there's some issue going on. There's an issue going on with the first finger. That lazy first finger that people get. But if you get the first finger working, it should all come together. Yeah. So that's the trick. And exercises like this are really good. And doing a C major scale or any scale. I mean, when you do that, there's no need for the pick, is there? Itchy nose. What shape am I tapping? All right. It's an E minor 7. You can get a little sequence in like that, can't you? There's the lick. Yeah. So that's what I need to do, make some tapping licks up and then put them in the playing. Let's see what else we got. seeing if we're in the Dorian there for a second. On the note. Alright, any more questions? Jason is coming. Yes, it is. It's Friday the 13th. Hi, Stelly, how you doing? How's it going? Any exciting plans for the weekend? Something tells me this dude don't need to be here with that skill. Oh, thank you. Auto body everything. I do this fun sound. Trying all these pinch harmonics to 12th fret. Well, that sounds interesting, but I'm not sure if I can follow those instructions, Dev. I need to see a demonstration. Okay, that's the work. And that was by McRocklin Hutch. And it's time for a cup of coffee, I think. I'll tell you what, this week, touch wood, and I shouldn't say this, I've really enjoyed my guitar playing. It's been fairly on form, for me anyway. Oh, there's Dan. Hi, Dan. It seems very quiet on here these days. I wonder if people are getting the notifications. I think because I think YouTube's decided to make me more unpopular because I've been doing a lot of talking and teaching lately and less performing and entertaining for the masses. One of the problems with that is if you're a scroller and then you stop and you land on this channel and I'm kind of teaching you something, there's no context, is there really? And then people are like, will you play a cover? Right, somebody was asking about do I do song? Do you know any dissection songs? Oh, you mean like me dissecting a song? I'm not really that interested in dissecting other people's work. If there's bits of people's work that I'm interested in, I'll definitely go and steal it and repurpose it into my own play, and I don't mind doing that. And I've certainly been sharing quite a few sort of Greg Howe type things, which I'm very much into for the last God knows how long. So little sort of tools and devices I definitely really enjoy sharing. But in terms of like a whole song and like looking through it, that no. And I'll tell you why, because there are so many people doing that. I don't think it's necessary. But actually taking something and then helping people repurpose that to create their own style, their own voice, I'm very much into that. That's definitely me. It's something I really specialise in. There we are performing more. That's true. And so. Anyway, that brings me on. So there are some spots for the coaching group. So if anybody's interested in creating their own music, doing some music production, learning how to make amazing tunes, better than you've ever made in a smaller, shorter amount of time with less pain, then definitely I'm the person to come to. I'm trained as a music coach. One of the top guys in the world trained me, a guy called Mike Monday, who coaches Jack Jones and Claude Von Stroke, and I ended up coaching for him for many years. So you would be in good hands. And apart from that, anybody who wants a one-to-one coaching session because you're stuck in your career or your guitar playing or your music playing, then that's another thing to come to me for as well, because I do coaching for that. And then finally, if you really, 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 really must have a guitar lesson, all right, then do send me an email, which Enzo has just put there, and I'm sure I could fit 1 or 2 lessons in. I could make time. There might be some time on a Sunday. So anybody who, because I mean the thing is, I do a lot of guitar teaching on this channel, right? And I think was it Dev about the first finger thing. I mean, luckily I've spotted that out. But what I would say is, if you learn these techniques, just to make sure that your overall foundations of your technique are sorted, might be worth checking in for a lesson with me. And then that way I can make sure that you get the most out of everything that I'm teaching on this channel. So that would be a thing. So do send an email about the lessons, and you might just need one, and the world will become clear again. Usually that's the thing that happens, but worth doing. The best tool, I know we love gear, and I must admit, when I went to the NAMM show, apart from the odd guitar, right, there was nothing there, right, that I would value over a music education. I'm looking in the camera. So don't scrimp, right, on your education. If it means paying money for a college course or paying for money for a tutor, doesn't have to be me, or a coach, then that is by far the most high value, okay, than any piece of equipment. And I think that gets lost. So bear that in mind. For me, even at my level now, if I need to know something, right, I'll just go pay to get that knowledge. I'll go to that person that's got that. I don't mind saying that I went to Rick Graham, right, who taught me. I mean, I did 6 or 7 lessons with him, and some of that was just asking almost the way that I knew to go, but I wanted that certainty. I wanted the certainty that if I was to invest time in this particular technique, and I'm talking about hybrid and economy picking here in particular, I just wanted to know that that the way I was approaching it was correct, and that was the right pathway that would technically get me the results, right? And by going to him, settled my mind, okay? So we are investing a lot of time into our instruments, and just to have the certainty, because it's something you can have certainty of. Education, if I put this much time, will I get this result and learn this thing? Then you can have that. But you can have it with certainty if you go to a teacher. Is that clear? Please say in the chat. All right, so Enzo, let's get Enzo's comment up. So the equipment will just sit there. The knowledge is used every day. Now Enzo knows that. Right, of course, Dev. You're sitting there, but you've got those now. You've got your KRK monitors and you've got your sub, right? And you are a god. But you want to be the ruler of the gods. That's what you want to be. And knowledge is the way you're going to do it. And gear, of course, gear makes you happy. But surely just being able to play the way that you want to play, and being able to improvise and express yourself, and to have this extra wonderful language called music, is way more important than anything. I mean, like, I do it all the time, right? At work, if I'm on a ward, right? So basically, therapeutic musician, which is like a music therapist, right? If I need to, like, if I'm on a ward, right, of like random people who are acutely unwell, and I've got my guitar on me, acoustic guitar, and just sit in the middle of it and start playing, right, and forming a group. And it's because it's a universal language and everybody digs it. And that to me is way more powerful than any piece of equipment. Just having a plank of wood that you don't even plug in, right, that you can sit anywhere and just people get it. And like, that's just mind blowing to me. And you don't even have to say anything. Sitting here and playing over a load of random backing tracks is just like, it's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, I can't get enough of it. I mean, you guys must get bored of me, but I certainly don't. And I might as well just turn up and switch the camera on and play anyway and see who turns up. But equipment is good, and obviously I have said, that like I look at the Laney, Lionheart, and I think, wouldn't that be nice to plug some pedals in, have some analog feel? But it really is, it's a fetish, isn't it? It's something I'll spend some money on and think, that's nice. I mean, I look at the new Quad Cortex and I think, that's all right. I mean, I used to be a neural DSP artist, right? And I had a Quad Cortex and I got rid of it. I mean, like, so why would shiny new object, isn't it? Get something that's smaller that, that would look good there, wouldn't it? I could put it here. People would see it, and then I wouldn't bother using it like the last one. Apart from the fact that I get more functionality out of Thomas, out of Polychrome, Nunchuck. I mean, I love my guitar sound. There you go. I had terrible anxiety, panic attacks for years. By shredding and playing, it literally calmed me. Music is a language for the soul. Of course it is, and that's absolutely brilliant, Kurt. And so music, I mean, this is like part of my job, right? Because like music, you have things like talking therapies. Okay, but there's only so much that can come out through a talking therapy. There are certain emotions and anxieties that we have that are locked in our bodies and minds deeper than a conversation can have. And this is why music's such a powerful thing. And why I do a lot of intensive interaction sessions, and I do absolutely tons of improvisational stuff when I'm at work, is because people are doing that, the offloading into the instrument. And it's the bit that's beyond. It's the thoughts that are beyond what they'll actually talk to somebody about. So that's really good, Kurt, that you have that. I'm so happy that you have that, because at the end of the day you're self-regulating, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm chilled all the time, and if I ever feel down or in a bad mood, I can just go to my guitar and I can regulate my mood. Advice, Tim and Enzo. It's 5 o'clock here in Brazil. A huge for you all, GN. Alright. Huey Lewis and the Dukes. I don't do covers. But Back to the Future was a pivotal moment in my early adolescent years that made me decide to be a professional musician. Gear porn, but I'm using the Cortex now only because I don't want to sell out for the Morningstar MC8. Well, it isn't a sellout, it's just you want to base these things on the functionality. I mean, obviously the Quad Cortex is a highly respectable piece of equipment. When you're recording, like, software's brilliant because you can kind of model your sound there and then. If you need to change a cab, you can change a cab. You don't have to necessarily commit to anything. Quad Cortex, you can do that, but you've got the complications of sort of reamping and all that sort of palaver, and that's just like, it's a creative flow killing machine, which I do not want part of. Bit of picking to end the show with. I mean, thanks for all the hug. Sorry, I'm tired. No, that's alright. A sellout would be like Nickelback or Cole. Tonex are meant to be really good. Anyway, that's me done. Faffing on with music for one day. Well, for this live anyway. It's been a pleasure, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast. As always, it's always an honour and a pleasure. Remember about the coaching group and lessons, and I'm here to help. All you need to do is send an email. Alright guys, I'm going to have to head off now. Thank you and bye.